This is a review of areas. The areas of parallelograms, triangles, and trapezoids. We'll start with areas of parallelograms. Area equals the B base times the H or height. To find the area of the parallelogram in number 1, we'll find the base. That's equal to 8.6 meters, and the height, which is equal to 10.3 meters. Then we will write our equation, A equals base times height, where A equals 8.6 for B times 10.3 for height. Then the area will be equal to 88.58 meters squared. Okay, find the area of parallelogram number 2. I will give you the height is equal to 6, and the base is equal to 7. Then we'll write our equation. Area of a parallelogram is base times height, where area equals 7 for the base and 6 for the height. So your area equals 42 units squared. Okay? Moving on to triangles. Find the area of this triangle in number 3. We will use the triangle's area formula of area equals 1/2 base times height, where B is the base and H is the height. So let's mark our figure. Base equals 6 and the height equals 7. Please rewrite your formula. 1/2 B times H, where area equals 1/2, base is 6, the height is 7, so the area equals, I'm just going to go ahead and cross out that 6 by dividing it by 2. Divide 2 by 2, get 1. And thus we have 1 times 3 times 7 divided by 1 is 10. And that's inches squared. Okay. Number 4, find the area of this triangle. We can use the same formula to find this triangle's area, even though the triangle looks different. It still has a base of 30 and a height of 21. So we can put those into our equation. 1/2 times 30, which is our base, times 21, which is our height. Thus the area equals, we can take 2 divided into 30 and get 15. 2 divided by 2 gives us 1. Then we have 15 times 21, which just gives us 315 units cubed. Okay? If you have trouble remembering the formula for triangles, remember that if we take a triangle and multiply it by 2, we would have a square. The area of a square equals base times height without the 1/2. So if you say area equals 1/2 base times height, you get just half of the square, which is your triangle. Okay, let's move on to the next triangle. This triangle looks very different, but we can still use area equals 1/2 base times height to get our area. There's a lot of numbers here. Don't get confused. We know that our base is going to be 5 centimeters because that's this line of the triangle. Then we want to identify the height. That is how tall the triangle is. The height for this triangle is 4 centimeters. Don't worry about the rest of the numbers. We just need the base and the height. Area will equal then 1/2 the base, which is 5, times the height, which is 4. I can take 2 and divide it into 4 and get 2. 2 into 2 goes 1 time. 1 times 5 times 2 would give you 10 over 1, which is just 1. So we have 10 centimeters squared is our answer. Okay, let's move on and talk about trapezoids. The area of a trapezoid is the area of base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 times the height. You can also look at this as base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2 is the average between the two bases. Then you multiply by the height. So make sure that you do the height last when you do your calculation. Let's find the area of the trapezoid in problem 6. First, we rewrite our equation. A equals B1 plus B2. All divided by 2, then times h. Let's find B1 and B2. B1 equals 3 inches. B2 equals 4 inches. Now we find the height. The height equals 5 inches. Area equals 3 plus 4. We've substituted in B1 and B2, and we divide by 2. And then we will multiply by our 5, which is h. Area equals 3 plus 4 is 7 over 2 times 5. So area equals 7 times 5 is 35 divided by 2, which equals 17.5 inches squared. Okay? If you think that you could do B2 on the top and B1 on the bottom, you would be correct. It would be okay if you labeled them the opposite way we did in the problem. They are added together and then divided, so it doesn't matter which one comes first as long as you use bases in the numerator for your fraction. This has been a video on area of parallelograms, triangles, and trapezoids. Please make sure that you wrote everything down and that you understand how to calculate areas for the different shapes.